Guess what? I flipped the stairs.
It's done. It's done. You have to be more excited than that.
I was tired.
And you didn't really care that much.
Because it wasn't just flipping the stairs, it was finding something I left down in the basement. That was the unexciting part.
Oh, all the rubble? Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we'll show you if we were able to completely fill the dumpster, and also we'll show you the process of flipping the steps and what was waiting for Tom in the basement. So basically where we left things last week, we were gonna go building by building and the basement to try and fill up this dumpster. We had gotten one of those Bagster bags and then realized we totally messed up and they don't pick up in our area. So the next best thing.
So yes, we threw it away. We also realized we could have emptied it out and sold it or given it to a friend. Our kids are having fun. Don't they sound like they're having fun?
No, they're doing. Our neighbor says that he loves sitting out on his porch and drinking coffee and hearing our kids play, but
I don't know that
it doesn't
that sounds
sound
like
happy
playing.
It
I think
sounds
I'd call the cops.
I don't know what game they're playing, but it sounds like they're... Anyways.
Somebody's beating up somebody or something.
Booby trap.
A booby trap? Is that what you're making?
Tug it. Come on, stop.
Oh no.
Okay, try again.
I'm trying to get them.
Okay, ready? Go, Maggie. It's gonna hit you, Mom.
Oh, am I gonna get hit? Oh.
Oh no.
Nice.
Is that in case an intruder walks through here?
Yes, Maggie. I'm over here. Yay.
Hi.
Christmas tree.
Anyway,
But I decided to just throw it in the dumpster, as you saw.
it was more gratifying to do that.
It was
wasn't
so much more gratifying.
So we're gonna start here in the garage. Tom wants to convert this into a car, an auto shop,
Yes.
basically.
As much as that makes sense, that's what we're doing. So it's a 24 by 24 two-stall garage. My dad has this 1981 Z28 that's been at Dawn's parents in storage for 12 years. It's like mid-process. He wants to start working on it again. And so instead of finishing other spaces on our property, because we're gonna be moving buildings next year, this is the easiest. This makes the most sense.
So basically that means everything needs to be off the walls, away from the walls, and then we're gonna relocate some stuff to one of the barns too. So like everything needs to come out of here, and a lot of it we are just getting rid of because stuff we've been keeping for just in case, and we don't keep stuff like that. So basically we're trying to find out if we can actually fill up that dumpster or not.
We absolutely can. 100%. I have never been on 2 days.
I'm not so positive, but that's okay. So I don't know, we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
She'll be full.
And so anything we could donate that was still like in good shape, we just weren't using it, we donated. So all that stuff was going in my car. But the rest, anything that was broken, extra scraps from remodeling.
I mean, maybe I broke it so it would go into the dumpster, but...
So we got all that stuff, and then we moved over to our pole building, our shed.
Yep.
And so in there we had the remains of a lot of camper remodeling.
2 camper remodels. There was also like all the scrap siding from when I sided the house.
Okay.
That was there.
And the plastic from the paint booth.
The plastic from the paint booth when I painted a truck.
Mm-hmm. And just other, you know, random, working on vehicles, kind of random stuff.
Yep.
So that felt really good to get that.
Yeah, I love it.
out.
I love a clean shed.
And so then from there we went over to our little barn. And so that barn has kind of been like our yard shed. And so we wanted to move.
Yes, it's our yard shed. We have a big yard, so you need a big yard shed.
Yeah.
So a lot of this stuff we inherited when we bought the house. There was still, all the buildings were empty except for this one. This one had some random things like you see here. That or then we inherited some of this other stuff from other people. Like the hoses,
Yeah. Like,
slides.
inevitably when people are moving, they're like, here, do you want this? And so sometimes we end up taking it just to get it out so it'll close. But and thinking, well, maybe we could use it, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, most of this stuff we got 4 years ago, if not longer.
Yeah. So we have 2 slides, neither of which are getting used.
No.
That pool has a hole in it, so that needs to go.
Yep.
Old pump from our bigger pool we set up, but that got eaten by our dog.
Yeah, old windows from...
Yeah, those windows.
These tables were here when we bought the place.
The slip and slide has holes in it. So yeah, just, you know, just the stuff that accumulates. So Tom's gonna go ahead and just try and get most of this stuff.
The old
cleared out.
cushions from the old camper.
Yeah, we thought the cats would like to lay on those, and they don't.
They don't, yeah.
So I'll show you where they like to hang out.
Yeah, they sit in the little cubbies.
This was left here, which is really cool to put like boots in, but that is their absolute favorite place to hang out. So we'll leave that for them. And then even some of these like old planters, like I always think like, oh, I'll plant flowers and then them again, but I never have. So those can go too. So just get rid of it.
That's where it can go. That's just...
Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. So, and this is where I saw Grandpa Tom come out for the first time in our marriage.
came out.
So
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
you made a place to put all our shovels and stuff, and then you took markers and traced around him. Felt really good just to finally get rid of it. I can't believe like Tom pulled his car trailer over there just to put stuff on. I was actually surprised how much was on there. All right, so you're gonna take the whole trailer and put it in the dumpster?
Mm-hmm. Sure am.
I am starting to think we're gonna fill it up.
You haven't seen downstairs yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't for a while. So we got everything out of the little barn, and you put that in the dumpster. I didn't get a chance to video the dumpster at that point.
Yeah,
but
so
how
at that,
full was it getting at that point?
I'd say 2/3 of the front was probably 3/4 full. The back was totally empty yet. So at that point, I closed the back door, latched it, and then it was no more opening the dumpster.
Yeah, so then you headed down to the basement. So first you had to flip the basement steps. And again, this winter we rotated our upstairs steps so that we could have 2 bedrooms upstairs, but it left it...
So our steps were like this. Here's one level. Here's basement. Go down. Our steps used to be like this.
Yep,
so then
go up here.
Yep,
go
up
down
there,
here.
Go down there. So then we flipped our main level to be like this. And we left the basement because I didn't have time and it wasn't a priority.
Because he could still get down into the basement like that. It was just
through this
me
doorway
that
here.
couldn't.
Through this doorway here, you jump down.
Yeah.
And then go down.
Because Tom's 6'2".
Yes.
I'm 5'2". And like one time when I was trying to get down there, Maggie was like, Mama, you're making me really nervous. And I'm like, well,
yeah, it's okay.
You just gotta get something.
So it's like this. So the reason why I am flipping the stairs right now, which I actually don't care about, I know a lot of you do.
I do.
We have to flip the steps because when we demoed the whole stairwell, I dropped everything just into the basement along with the chimney. A lot of the chimney got dropped down there. And so we want to get all that thrown into the dumpster while it's still here, and it's only here for 2 more days.
Yep.
So
do you want to see how the stairs are? It's kind of hard to understand right now how they're going.
Yeah, so I mean, it's because the stairs were flip-flops. So this is where you used to go upstairs.
Right.
Now we've switched the upstairs to go the other way.
Right.
But we had not touched the basement step. So there's nothing here. I'm standing on the stairs.
Yeah.
They're pointed the wrong direction.
Yep. Okay, so as far as flipping the steps, are you able to just like cut the old steps off and flip them around, or what's this gonna involve?
My plan is to literally just sawzall through them all. Sawzall through this one, just the nails. Spin it around in the basement, and lift it back up in the opposite direction. Reattach it is just the simple solution.
Yeah. All right, we'll see how this goes. If it really is as simple as just cutting them off and flipping them.
I am kind of concerned how heavy this staircase is once it's down.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We'll see.
Bye. Hey-oh, just like I thought. But I also am pretty sure it's going to be heavy.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do to make this as safe as possible, I'm going to climb underneath this part right here, lift up, and try and walk it down on top of me.
Yeah, that sounds very safe. Oh man, you know Tom's motto, safety first. Otherwise known as don't try this at home.
Oh, cobwebs in my hair. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
The steps right now, I'm flipping it over upside down to get all the junk off.
In all reality, how long did that actually take?
Like 7 months.
No, the day you did it.
The day I did it, I don't know.
Like 7 minutes.
Are you kidding me? That's not close.
Okay, but how long? Like an hour?
Like an hour.
And we put it off for like 7 months. And then there also wasn't any lights down there.
That was actually the reason I was delaying the step flipping the most.
Because then you knew I'd complain about the light.
No, I knew that I dropped all the rubble from the stairwell into the basement, and I was regretting that decision the moment I did it. And I thought, man, as soon as I flip those steps around, I'm gonna need light so I can see the rough terrain I left for myself. All right, I got the steps flipped and new wiring for lights. Now we will see the mess I left for myself below. Okay, here is all the rubble from when we gutted the stairwell above. I had separated out all the slats. This is what I get to get rid of. I also got to finish knocking out the chimney because the chimney is still not all the way up, but the rest of the chimney's got to come, and then all this rubble here.
So it actually worked out really well having this deadline with the dumpster. It was funny because when we had it delivered on a Tuesday and they said, oh, do you want to schedule the pickup at the same time? And we're like, yeah. So we had it scheduled for the following Monday. And then
I called them on Friday and I was like, yeah,
No.
Can we do Wednesday?
Yeah, and even that was kind of pushing it then.
Yeah.
So, but it was good to have that deadline. So how many trips with the 5-gallon buckets did you take up the steps?
I didn't even count. How about this? So for the skid loader bucket, 9 heaping skid loader buckets full out of the basement.
Wow, I didn't think
5-gallon pails, I don't even know. I'd say it probably took me at least 10, if not more. No, I took 2 at a time.
Yeah.
So 20 5-gallon pails to fill a bucket. That was a lot of up and down and up and down.
Yeah.
Nobody was home but me.
No, so we couldn't even appreciate it. Yeah, but it looks awesome down there now. And then
and I dropped the remainder of the chimney. Because
Yeah.
the chimney we had knocked down out of the upstairs and then the main level, and then had left it in the basement because we couldn't get down there.
well, and because that was a lot of work. Just
That
doing
was a
those
lot
two,
of work, right. So then I knocked the rest of it out and hauled that out 5-gallon buckets too.
Yeah. And so once Tom had the stairs flipped and the lights working, I went down there because there was a lot of stuff I had, you know how
Forgotten about.
Well, and how stuff just gets like when you can't see, you just kind of put it places, right? And so, but what was cool was that stuff had basically been quarantined for 7 months. So it was a really good test of like,
do you need it?
do we actually need it? So I cleared out, I think like 7 totes. A lot of them weren't completely full. Some of them I opened it and I'm like, oh, it's empty. Like I was doing that thing that I would do with Tom. All right, so I want to show you. So Tom, as you can see, has all the rubble cleared out. And then these are all of the bins I cleared out, which feels really good. And we have 3 of these shelves. There's 2 more that we slid over there. But I think I can combine everything to 2 shelves now, so I can completely empty this one. And I think that's a really good idea because it's the same as your house. If we have an empty shelf at the bottom of the steps, like you come down the steps and you can just set stuff there, it'll just fill up, right? And we won't be intentional and it feels like, oh, well, we can just keep that because there's space. And so anytime, I'm gonna get rid of these extra totes too because they will just fill up with stuff. And then that shelf, we'll probably move it out to the garage so Tom can use it out there for his tools. But anytime we can get rid of totes or shelves, we just get rid of them. Because I've said this before, stuff that holds stuff will hold stuff, right? It's just how it goes. Even in our house too, even though we're super intentional about the stuff that we keep. So I got this shelf all cleared off, so I'm gonna have Tom move it, again, out of this space so that it doesn't reaccumulate stuff. And then I'll show you everything that I put over there. But real quick, I came across this, which is like the big roll of tinfoil that you would use to like put over a turkey at Thanksgiving. And I had thought after last year, I was like, oh, I'll put that in the basement so I have it for next year because that's really the only time that we ever use it. And when I came across it, what went through my head was, oh, I forgot this was down here. And that is a trigger to me now. If I hear that in my head, oh, I forgot it was down here, I know I will forget about it again. So if I just put it on the shelf, I'm gonna rebuy it come Thanksgiving. Like I'm not gonna remember it's down here. And so again, that triggers this thought of use it or lose it. And so I'm just gonna bring it upstairs and we're gonna use it up. I also, like I said, I donated a ton of stuff that was down here because I just can't keep track of all the inventory down here. And we have pared it down a ton and I still can't keep track of it all. So it actually feels really good to say, use it or lose it. Bring it upstairs and use it or donate it. And I don't know, I can't believe it. We didn't even have that much stuff down here, but even just getting rid of that much more, it feels like a weight off and it feels really good. Okay, so I was able to make everything fit on these 2 shelves. So the stuff we store in the bins is just like hunting. I keep one seasonal bin, shoes for the kids, Christmas bin, their seasonal decor, my grandma's milk glass, life jackets, and then up here is just some stuff I keep for when we entertain. Ideally, I would move everything over to clear bins because that's the only way I don't really forget what's in there, but I'm not gonna rebuy everything. So here's just some stuff if we have a birthday party that I keep down here. And then like my extra stock pot stuff if we're bringing cupcakes or a cake somewhere, extra cake stand. But otherwise, that's everything. So, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. This is seasonal like winter gear and then dehumidifying equipment of my brother's. And then on top is an area rug that we're just keeping that to put in our office building that we're gonna finish. So that's the only reason we're even keeping that. And I know we get asked a lot about what we do when we entertain. I do have this extra bin of Melmac dishes that we'll bring out, but most often we use paper plates. But if it's something that, like I feel like we're eating something that I want like a sturdy plate for, we'll bring this stuff up. Or if I'm gone for a long time and Tom doesn't want to have to wash the dishes every time we eat, then he will bring them up as well. And everything is very dirty down here after all of the construction, but at least now it feels like a manageable amount to come down here and wipe all the totes down and wipe the shelves down, and it still won't be like pretty, but it'll look a little bit better. Yeah, so we got the stairs slipped, and then what else did you put in the dumpster on top?
Oh, so...
How full was it after the basement then?
I would say it was full up to maybe a foot across the whole dumpster.
Okay.
So it was about a foot down from the top edge, which he said don't go over the top, which I know, but you always got to push the limit, right? I had a bunch of scrap steel from a couple years back when we tore a building down. It was all the tin off the roof of it. And then I've just been collecting steel from projects that I need to throw. And I thought, I'll just scrap all of it. I called our local recycler to see how much steel goes for. $40 a ton. So for 2,000 pounds of steel, they would give me $40. And I thought, I don't even think I have 1,000 pounds of steel.
Yeah.
So $20 to haul it all in individually? Nah.
And it just been in a pile, like in the grass behind the shed, looking really junky. So it actually felt really good.
So I just grappled it all in and stuck it all in the very top of the dumpster, smashed it down a whole bunch because it kept popping up. It was metal. I should have put the metal in and then done the basement.
Oh yeah, because that would have smashed it.
That would have helped weight it down.
Yeah. So the only thing that bummed me out then is like
it was anticlimactic.
when I went to like video, I'm like, yay, we filled the dumpster, and I video and I'm like, well, that doesn't look cool. It just looks like tin, old tin. So anyways,
bunch of rusty metal.
I wasn't home when it was happening, so it's fine. It was my own fault. But it was good. It feels really good to get all of that out of here. Kind of just feel like we have a clean slate again. And so it's good. So we made a lot of progress, and I do think it was really helpful having the deadline of the dumpster here, but then knowing it was gonna leave again. I think, I don't know, if you need an extra push, maybe even just renting a small, you don't have to get the largest dumpster, but having a small dumpster, I don't know, it was very freeing to be filling it. And so now coming up next week, we have a lot of stuff to finish to get ready for fall. So Tom wants to put more trees in. We want to stain the swing set yet. And I don't know, other random stuff too. So that's what we're gonna be trying to, and the girls' room. Just that small project.
So it got really cold. It got really cold for like a week, and now it's warming back up. And so I really don't want to go upstairs.
I know, and I don't blame you. So
fall is my favorite weather. Like, look at this tree back here.
Yeah,
isn't that the most beautiful thing ever?
Yeah. So yeah, no, I want to be outside right now as much as possible too. It's pretty out. So we haven't done much more in the girls' room. Tom's done like another layer of sanding and mud. But yeah, we'll probably just hold off on that just a little bit more until it gets a little bit cooler. I don't think it's gonna take a huge amount of time now to finish it up, so.
No, and the mud and tape in their room is getting fairly close. Once the mud and tape's done, I mean, we're basically done. Trimming it out and painting. You need to paint before I trim.
Yeah, which is fine, that won't take long, so.
But yeah, no, it's pretty minimal as far as finish time goes.
We'd love to know what you're up to this weekend. Are you ready for fall? Does it even feel like fall where you're at? I feel like it's still hot a lot of places, and so it's all out fall here right now. They're harvesting, and the colors are like prime right now.
I was actually looking at the calendar this year though, and I was like, oh my gosh, the year is almost over. Like it feels.
If you want to look at it that way,
right.
I guess.
I know that this year has been just ridiculous in every sense of it. But then to come think that the year's almost done when like we don't really feel like.
What did we do this year?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, get that for sure. Yep, for sure. We'd love to know what you're up to this weekend, if it's fall yet, but we hope you have a great weekend. We love you, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.